Ron Parker.
Hey, I'm Jason. This is Randy. Welcome to Cheap Seats, the show that takes a look at not just the old games, because today we're going to be watching the 1997 Scripps Howard National Spelling Bee. And we love the bee because, quite frankly, we love kids. Their inquisitive nature, their innocence, their undying love of rap music. They are our country's greatest natural resource, next to oil and wheat. And these kids are particularly amazing because at age 10, they're smarter than we'll ever be. Yeah, throughout this entire spelling bee, Jason and I could only spell 5 words correctly, and 2 of them were spelling and bee. So, without further ado, as the kids on the streets say, let's bee it up, y'all! Wait, what's that spell? Abagas and ibagas nab. Look, it's the Chinel Elling Bee. Less than a minute in, and they've already misspelled 2 words.
National Spelling Bee. Several weeks ago in local competition.
Do they really need the security ropes? I mean, are people constantly rushing the stage?
245 made it. Now it's down to 35. One of them will be crowned the national champion in just a couple of hours. I'm Steve Cyphers. Hello again, and thanks for joining us.
I love Katie Kerwin. I like Matt Lauer better.
Katie's witnessed just about a dozen of these competitions. The first in 1979 when Katie won it on the word maculature. Katie, you know better than anyone. What does it take to win this thing?
Well, you know, like Tiger Woods or Kerry Strug, the 245 champions who make it here work long and hard to get to Washington.
I don't know if I'd compare spellers to athletes. Yeah. I don't know if I'd compare Kerry Strug to Tiger Woods. I mean, yes, they're both athletes, but there are levels, folks. It was as if she said, you know, champions like Derek Jeter and Kurt Rambis, or great ones like Wayne Gretzky and Yannick Noah, legends like Muhammad Ali and Harold Miner, you know, some of the greatest of all time.
Some of them actually have coaches. Others spend hours every day studying on the internet.
Yes, studying on the internet with an old sock and the door closed.
They're actually little word detectives who can break the words apart.
And what kind of clues do they look for if they're detectives?
Lipstick on daddy's collar, strange credit card charges.
They do. They can ask for alternate pronunciations. They can ask for the definition of the word, the language derivation.
Okay, Katie, language derivation isn't up there. Somebody's lying. Rand, actually, etymology is language derivation. I know what it is.
You can go through that process at home. Get ready for 2 hours of outstanding competition. If you like competition in sport,
we don't.
This is for you. You know, Mike Singletary, the football player with that look of intensity.
Singletary. Nice current reference, Steve. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't say Gary Fensick.
Kids, when it comes to spelling these words.
I hate this. Yeah, I want to be outside with my real friends. Who am I kidding?
This is Vikas Thandapu.
Standapu. Spell that, bitch. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of Standapu in this competition. Or not.
Is D-V-A-N-D-V-A.
Placards courtesy of Flava Flav. You have nothing to be ashamed of. We will need that white shirt back, though.
Being taken off to the comfort room.
Comfort room. Now, I've heard some interesting things about the comfort room. Well, why don't we go to our comfort room cam and find out? All right.
It's okay, kid. Spelly the Bee says not everybody can be a winner. Somebody's got to be a loser. And that just happens to be you.
I suppose that's kind of comforting. Let's get back to the bee.
A person skilled in table talk is a dipnosophist. This is Greek.
It's one of the questions you said they'll ask throughout the afternoon.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
No, just the one.
Giovanni's father is a doctor. He said he was more nervous for his medical boards.
Okay, Steve, stop talking. She's about to spell.
I-P-N-O-S-O-P-H-I-S-T. Dipnosophist.
Correct.
Okay, hold on a second. Freeze it. Were the people who designed these shirts, did they know that this was a competition for kids? Because it looks like they were designing golf shirts for George Murasan.
It's not unlike the NCAA basketball tournament, surviving it.
Thank God I don't have to sleep in the garage tonight. Hey, it's the Simpsons comic book guy as a kid.
Baedeker. Baedeker.
Baedeker?
Baedeker. Baedeker. This is a guidebook or handbook.
What's the language of origin?
He sounds like Sherman from Rocky and Bullwinkle. Mr. Peabody, let's go to the Wayback Machine and find the language of origin.
By the time his Italian vacation was over...
I wonder what Alex Cameron did before he was a spelling bee pronouncer. Actually, a lot of people don't know this, but he was the announcer for the Chicago Bulls pre-Ray Clay. Really? Mm-hmm. That just didn't work out? Mm-mm. And now, starting at center for your Chicago Bulls, 6'11" from DePaul University, Dave Corzine. Corzine from the Latin meaning slow white role player. Corzine.
Baedeker is B-A-E-D-E-K-E-R.
Tough break. Some of the toughest words are these
Worst
ones.
word ever. I haven't felt so violated since they gave Superman a
Some
mullet.
of these kids, if they can spell their name, they deserve a right to be here. There are some difficult spellings for the names.
Gegenschein.
Gegenschein?
Gegenschein, right.
Can I have a definition?
This is a faint elliptical nebulous light about 20 degrees across on the ecliptic and opposite the sun.
Oh, Gegenschein. Oh, yeah. A faint elliptical nebulous light about 20 degrees across the ecliptic and opposite the sun. I thought you said Gabenschein. Yeah, Gabenschein's not a word, dude.
German.
Gegenschein. G-A-G-E-N-S-H-E-I-N. Gegenschein.
Gegenschein is G-E-G-E-N-S-C-H-E-I-N.
I'm sorry, but we're going to have to put you to sleep permanently. Ugh, that bell is so horrible. It is unapologetic, it is unforgiving, it is unrelenting, and it is not unhumiliating. It's like having some guy standing next to you going, "You got it wrong, dummy, way to go, dummy, you're a dummy, dummy." Okay, hey. I disagree. I think not only is the bell good for the bee, I think it should be used in real life situations. Explain. I will.
Yes, my Atlanta Hawks season tickets.
Mom, Dad, instead of law school, I'm going to follow Whitesnake around the country for a year.
Portland selects Sam Bowie.
Wow, I see your point, Rand. Thanks, Jay. Now, before we go to commercial, I want to try something here. Let's roll in that clip from Sinbad's new comedy special. I guess not. All right. During the break, I'm going to go upstairs and ask out that new receptionist. What? I thought she was into me. So what if she's married to Ken Shamrock? Ooh. Nice try, Rand. Sorry, enjoy the comfort room. We'll see you guys after the break. Hey, welcome back to Cheap Seats and the National Spelling Bee from 1997. Before we take you back to the Hive, it's time to drop a little knowledge on you. Yeah, Steve Cyphers, who spent 12 years at ESPN, was himself a decorated speller. That's right, Randy. As a youngster, he was a Colorado State finalist. And I'm sure he's played that card with the ladies a time or two since then. Hey, baby, you know there's more than one way to spell satisfaction. And 245 future 30-year-old virgins.
I wouldn't really call it studying. I just call it looking through the dictionary for words I've never seen before.
Cheater.
Well, at home we have a computer and we have CD-ROMs for our computer, like dictionary CD-ROMs.
Look at me, I have a computer because we're middle class. We have CD-ROM.
Like, I'm not looking. My dad's having them typed in, and I spell it to him.
Spell those words. Spell them right. Spell those words. Hot tonight. Steve, can you just say something? Well, fine. Katie, you just say something. Make it smart.
Welcome back to Washington. We're here at the National Spelling Bee.
Or say that.
Speller number 13.
Hey, it's Spelling Biff Henderson. Does he ever take those things off? Here's my question. They've got 6 judges, and I think all you need is a guy with Microsoft Word and spell check.
And then down at the far end is the auxiliary judge, and down at the far left end is Linda Picard Wood.
It's an adjective that means living in marshy places.
And this is Dr. Alex Cameron, pronouncing
Hello,
it for
Bias.
17 years.
Hello, BS.
Hello, Bias. Orange County. Night on the OC, Shivani tutors Ryan and learns how to spell love.
Sentence, please.
Bitterns and stilts were among the helobius birds we observed in the wetlands.
Honor roll student. There's a shocker. I had her pegged as an underachiever.
Bio on Shivani. Like swimming and jet skiing. Goes with that California mode. Fluent in 3 languages.
Holobius.
Holobius.
Can I have the language of origin, please?
Shivani's done something new
Greek.
this year. She's actually gone and lived with a coach to spell nonstop all the time. That's the first time I've ever heard
She's
of that.
been living with her spelling coach? That sounds like the worst sitcom ever. Tonight on a very special By the Letter, Shivani explores her new dictionary and her coach explores his new addiction to pain pills. By the Letter, tonight at 9 on the UPN.
Holobius. Helobious. Holobius.
Correct.
And all that studying with her coach in Northern California paid off. Her coach is here today.
Thank God I get to eat tonight.
That is relief.
Demagoric.
This girl's like the cool speller. Yeah, she's always like explaining to her friends that it's not as nerdy as it seems. No, seriously, guys. I'm going to get to be on TV. I get to go to Washington. I might even win some money. And no, I don't like hang out with those nerds.
Could you give me the language of origin, please?
Greek.
Think, what would Nia Vardalos do?
No.
From Carver Middle School in Miami. She said if she met with the country's leaders, she'd discuss the need for making health insurance available to everyone in the USA at a reasonable cost.
The girl's dream is to talk with the nation's leaders about socialized health care? Can you spell communist?
Demagoric is D-E-M-E-G-O-R-I-C.
There's some disappointment on that face.
Oh, I've seen this before. It's my big fat Greek failure.
Graminius.
Why won't she look at me? I could make her so happy.
Definition?
Graminius is an adjective resembling or relating.
Okay, this is the first time I've seen the shirt fit anyone. Yeah, because the guy's like 30.
Resembling or relating to a grass.
No, dude, I meant slower, dude. Slower.
Graminius.
Okay. Oh, yeah, dude. Right. Graminius. Whoa, dude. Wait, hold up, man. I'm totally messed up right now. Just give me a second to get it together. All right.
Graminius.
Alternate pronunciations?
No, just one here.
Say it one more time.
Wait, what were we talking about?
Graminius.
Graminius. G-R...
Oh, dude, we should totally order Chinese food.
N-E-O-U-S?
Wait, did we? Of course he's right. He's 30.
Moves on. I believe we're down to 12 spellers now.
French, and then we took it from French.
Just like Tony Parker.
Entrecôte.
Entrecôte?
Yeah.
Coat.
I said it 6 times. You want me to spell it for you?
Could you use it in a sentence, please?
Okay, what's that guy's job on the left? I think he's just holding up the Scripps Howard sign.
In favor of a flank steak.
Entrecôte. E-N-T-R-E-C-O-A-T. Entrecôte.
Entrecôte is E-N-T-R-E-C-O-T-E.
One letter can send you off the stage.
Yeah, it's funny how that works with spelling, Katie.
The cry room and the comfort room. Which one is it?
I think it's the comfort room.
And speaking of the comfort room, let's check in before we hit the break.
I think it all started this time when I was 6, and my father, he hit me with a dictionary.
Welcome back to Cheap Seats and the Spelling Bee. Now, I think we all remember when we first saw such colorful sports figures as Mark Fidrich, John McEnroe, and of course, Butterbeat on the undercard. Their idiosyncrasies inspired awe, nay, bewilderment, and the image of them is forever etched in our minds. Well, get ready as we introduce yet another one. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at Rebecca Sealfon.
What do you think's going on back there?
Hippogriff.
Hippogriff, is that the word? May I please have the definition?
Her hobbies include swimming, biking, and freaking people out.
And the body and hindquarters of a horse.
Hippogriff, would you please use it in a sentence?
The Gothic cathedral contains
She knows
many
this
strange
word,
carvings,
the way she pumped her
including a
fist when she heard the word,
hippogriff,
and yet she'll go through the
several
entire
gargoyles.
routine.
Just like Sergio Garcia.
That's right.
The language of
When
origin
I
is
talk to
Greek,
Rebecca,
isn't
she
it?
says, you know,
Yes.
I do it no
Yeah.
matter
Yeah.
what. Why make
Again,
a
am I hearing it
mistake
correctly?
on the front end? You know,
Hippogriff.
it's better to ask.
H.
I see dead people.
I. P.
We love the precious.
P.
Red rum.
O.
Kill, 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 kill.
G.
That's a balk. Technically, she's supposed to step off the rubber. If she's going to go to her mouth like that, it's a balk. Balk.
I.
Luke, I am your father.
F.
The password is crazy.
F. Hippogriff.
Correct.
She survived.
And she knew it.
Yes, but will she survive middle school?
It's very beneficial because it's such a positive experience, and our family motto is the hard work pays off.
That's why after spelling season, we make sure Justin spends most of his free time in our basement weaving wicker baskets for the family business.
And it makes him want to work that much harder.
I'm very proud. I don't know where her spelling ability came from, but it certainly didn't come from me.
Sure, she's studied. I mean, I wish we had one more year, of course. Now we know.
Yeah, I mean, she studied as much as she did. I don't know if it's enough to win the thing. I mean, personally wouldn't have taken the 7-minute study break she took every other night.
She's prepared as she's going to be, and hopefully with a little luck, who knows what's going to happen.
Wow, these parents put a lot of pressure on these kids to do well. And if, God forbid, they spell a word wrong, well, you know there's going to be hell to pay. It begs the question, what's wrong with this system? And that's the issue we'd like to tackle tonight. You know, a lot of investigative reporting shows out there like to go in depth and get all the answers, but we here on Cheap Seats, we have a different philosophy. We prefer to probe the issues that don't really need probing, to uncover the truths that have already been uncovered or never were covered in the first place. That's when I turn to my single shot, and that's when we turn to our Drama Desk award-winning segment, Inside the Lines.
Inside the Lines.
Words. They're all around us, in people's mouths, up on signs, at work, at play, even in our homes. But what are words? Just a random collection of letters? Perhaps. But here at the annual Scripps Howard National Spelling Bee, they'd have you believe that the letters that make up words aren't so random after all. I sat down with Clinton Eldridge, Director of Spelling Operations for Scripps Howard, to discuss this highly non-controversial issue. Mr. Eldridge. Can a word be spelled many different ways?
No, it can't. There is one correct spelling for every word.
You're sure about that?
Yes.
Absolutely sure.
Yes, I am.
Spell the word gregarious.
Gregarious. G-R-E-G-A-R-I-O-U-S. Gregarious.
Okay. What if I were to spell it G-R-I-G-A-R-I-O-U-S?
Wrong.
Says who?
Says the dictionary or any computer with spell check.
Spell check.
C-H-E-C-K.
No, I was actually just repeating it for dramatic effect. But just for the record, it could also be spelled C-H-E-Q-U-E.
No, it can't.
Oh, can't it?
No.
Really? Then how did I just do it?
This is ridiculous.
Is it ridiculous?
Yes.
Is it ridiculous?
Yes, it is.
I'd like you to spell the word relief.
R-E-L-I-E-F.
Wow.
Yes.
Interesting, because I know a lot of people who spell it R-O-L-A-I-D-S. George Brett for one.
What?
One group that won't find any relief? The kids whose spirits are forever crushed while competing in these spelling bees. How can you sit there and run a tournament that is based completely on something as abstract and subjective as spelling.
Abstract?
Yeah, abstract. You've got these kids going home feeling like losers, labeled as losers, just because they didn't arrange the letters in the correct order.
Spelling is an exact science.
You leave science out of this. These kids are being told by these spelling bees, hey, don't think outside the box. You get back inside that box. And we're going to put a lid on that box. And then we're going to take a stick and rattle the sides of that box. So now, all of a sudden, whoa, you've got inner ear damage. You've got a balance issue. How's your box now?
Everybody can't be right all the time. Kids need to know the difference between right and wrong. If they were all right all the time, then they'd all get 1,600 on their SATs, and all of them would go to Harvard.
Yeah, everyone would go to Harvard. That would be nice. At least we agree on something. Well, thank you for coming down. Appreciate it. So in the end, I guess, letters will continue to form words, and society will continue to reward those who practice this black art of spelling. Join us next time on Inside the Lines when we discuss racehorses, why the faster ones always seem to win. Wow, that is hardly compelling stuff. I know, isn't it? Now back to the bee. Ladies and gentlemen, we give you the young Hannibal Lecter.
Turbinado.
Hello, Cameron. Tell me about your childhood.
Definition.
This is a this is
something in your throat.
Partially refined cane sugar that has been washed and dried and is used in industry and food processing.
5'10", 185 pounds, blonde hair, strong build. Tell me, Cameron, when your word's on the slab, where will it tickle you?
John doesn't care about any of that right now.
A teacher tried to test me once. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice yoo-hoo.
E-N...
You know what you look like to me with your big words and your cheap shoes? You look like a rube, a well-scrubbed, hustling rube with a little taste. Can you hear it, Cameron? The lambs.
Sorry, can I start over?
Enough of this spelling, Cameron. Let's hear about you.
Just has to stick with what he said earlier.
You are...
First principles, Cameron. Read Marcus Aurelius. Of each particular word, ask, what is it in itself? What is its nature? What does it mean, this word you seek? I do wish we could chat longer, Cameron, but I'm having an old friend for dinner.
What a
He's gonna bite your face off!
It wasn't because he didn't think about it. So 9 spellers remain.
Wait, Christine Lombardo? Okay, you could have given me 100 guesses and I would have never gotten even close to Christine Lombardo for this I know. What I would have guessed something totally different,
Just anything.
Anything?
Random.
I don't know. Sudhir Potru. I don't know. Something like that.
Sudhir Potru?
No way, dude. That was a total guess.
Demiurge.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
The British sometimes say demiurge.
Wait, did he break his dictionary finger? Kids, good lesson in this. Goes to show you. Don't drink and spell.
Conceived as an autonomous...
What are you looking at, Cameron? You want a piece of Christine? Do you? Because I'll give you a piece of Christine. It's right here.
Could you use it in a sentence?
I could.
It is surprising how many people tend to regard a computer as some form of demiurge.
Sudhir is a bit of a decathlete when it comes
Is
to
the prefix demi from the Greek?
academic competitions. He also competes in math and science competitions.
I don't know.
Or triathlete. Yeah, deca means 10, Steve. It's from the Greek.
Demiurge. D-E-M-I.
URGE, demiurge.
Correct.
Yeah! I love this kid. He's awesome. He's like, oh, yeah. In all y'all's faces. You.
Smile on Sudhir's face.
All right, stick with us. We'll be right back with more cheap S E A T S. Cheap seats. That's correct. Hey, Lisa. Yeah, Moose. You know what time it is? A little DYC. That's right, a little Do You Care?
Just the facts. Do you care?
Do you care that the first National Spelling Bee was held in 1925 with only 9 contestants? Do you care that of the 79 Scripps Howard National Spelling Bee champions, 42 are girls and 37 are boys? Do you care that the winning word in the 1940 National Spelling Bee was therapy? Wait, therapy? That's so easy. I could spell that in my sleep. Yeah, well, we're a lot smarter today than they were 60 years ago. Yeah, and you got to factor in that kids are using supplements these days and the new training regimens. They're a lot bigger. Yeah, they're huge now. Yeah. All right, we've got 4 spellers left, and the action is be-electrifying, so let's get back to the bee.
And we're back and listening to
the bass line from Seinfeld. What's the deal with spelling bees? I've never heard a bee spell anything correctly.
this. If each speller
If I don't win, the kids at school are going to beat my...
they all get to come back. That speller.
You going to the Cameron after party? What Cameron after party? Never mind.
Doyen.
Doidle.
No. Doyen.
Doyen. Did I say?
Doyen.
Doyen. Doyen.
Cheap seats, cheap reenactment.
Doidle, doyen. Dreidel, doyen. Diddle, doyen. Bill Doran, doyen. Okay, I got it. Dumars, doyen!
Cheap seats, cheap reenactment.
Definition.
This is the
Another smile
senior
from
male
Cody.
member of a body or group as for example, a diplomatic corps. The doyen.
This must come from French, considering the last pronunciation.
Yeah, French, because this one's as good as spelled.
Doyen or doyen. D-O-Y-E-N-N-E.
Oh, what?
Oh.
We hear the bell, but
Doyen is D-O-Y-E-N.
oh.
Okay, this is way too intense not to do a breakdown on this. We need to go to an expert. Sean?
Breakdown.
All right, thanks, guys. Now, this is a great kid, and he's got a great future in spelling. But this cockiness here might have cost him the word and the tournament.
This must come from French, considering the last pronunciation.
Must, yes.
His first mistake comes in the way he gave an alternate pronunciation.
Doyen or doyen.
He was totally trash talking. It's like Jordan telling Elo, I'm going middle and you can't stop me. And then I'll score and I'll pump my fist 11 times. The jovial jocularity, the it must come from the French, almost showboating. He was destined for a fall. Classic Bugs Bunny logic. I half expected him to call Cameron a maroon. And right here, you can see his final mistake, taunting the other players. See, he was like, see you bitches later. That's right. We call that hubris. That's H-U-B-R-I-S, hubris.
Breakdown.
Thanks, Sean. All right, we're in round 11 where the words get harder and the shirts get longer.
We're down to 3 spellers.
And there's a possibility he could come back, remember, if everybody else goes down this round.
That's true.
Okay. You going to give me a word or not? What's going on here? We still spelling here or what? Is it over?
Myrmidon.
Well, one thing's for sure. He wouldn't do that well in the posture bee.
Or myrmidon.
Could you please define that?
A myrmidon is a loyal retainer or attendant, a follower or subordinate who unquestioningly executes orders.
As in George W. Bush is the myrmidon of Dick Cheney.
Y-R-M.
I quit. That's all I got.
Can I please go outside and play? What do you people want from me? I am 12 years old. The shirt doesn't fit.
All right, fine. You want it here.
I-D-O-N, Myrmidon.
That's correct.
I love him. I know. He's like a mini mad Hungarian. He's like a little Al Hrabowski in the head.
Dramatic. He's...
Okay, I got this toss to break because I got it in the bag. All right, we'll be back with more Cheap Seats right before this break. No! Oh, sorry, Randy. No, the correct toss to break was we'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to Cheap Seats. Now, before we head back to the B, let's take a look at what's going on in the comfort room.
You can't spell failure without URA.
Wow, that actually looks quite comforting for the kids.
Well, we're currently locked in a three-way death match between Prem Trivedi, Rebecca Sealfon, and Christine Lombardo, a.k.a. Sudhir Potru. It's the 13th round, and Prem has the unenviable task of spelling silosis. He's been eating Sealfon's dust the whole bee. Let's see how he does.
Can I have that in a sentence?
Jerome's silosis was a byproduct of chemotherapy.
Oh, that's a terrible word to give a kid. It's so sad.
I know. It's like telling the kids silosis is the disease that Santa Claus had before he died.
P-S-I-L-O-S-I-S, silosis.
Correct.
You're right.
Pull that one out of your fingers, freak show.
Are the words getting easier?
Examen.
Examen.
Not.
May I please have the definition?
Examen is an examination, inquiry, or investigation, especially when conducted to study or weigh the worth or state of something.
Examen. Would you please use it in a sentence?
Remember, these
Herman
words
Melville
don't
was
come
considered a
from
second-rate
study
writer
list.
until the 1920s when his
source
work
now
received an
is
elaborate
that huge,
examen.
four-inch thick
Examen was the language of origin.
Latin.
245 spellers began this
is
competition
the-
Wednesday morning.
Examinate.
242 have been eliminated. And 3 have a chance to win.
But only one can be crowned Lord of the Bee.
Examen. E. X.
I like the X-Men, but I like the X-Men too much better. I love her the Nightcrawler. He's a good guy.
Don't you see, people? She's got the answers hidden in her fingers.
She's like the Joe Negro of the spelling world.
N. Examen.
Correct.
This is great competition.
Water break, okay.
I need some water over here.
Oh, I know you ain't talking to my back. Okay.
Pachymeter, yeah.
Could you give me the definition?
Does
This
it
is an
matter,
instrument for
Christine?
Measuring thickness, for example, paper.
An instrument for measuring thickness, for example.
Could you use it in a sentence?
The paper mill's superintendent of quality control finally ordered an electronic pachymeter.
Could you spell it in a sentence?
Pachymeter or pachymeter?
Pachymeter.
Okay. Pachymeter.
Ah, I wish I had magical fingers too. Damn my regular fingers.
Pachymeter. P-A-C-H.
Why, dude? Why?
It's
Come on,
Y.
Christine, it's a Y.
It's a Y.
I-N-T-E-R.
Come on, Sudhir. What does Coach always say? There's no I in pachymeter. That's right. You got to pay attention in practice.
He's sitting on stage because if everybody else goes down.
Sorry, Alan. I was talking to Christine.
If Prem and Rebecca missed.
So insensitive. Jeez.
Sudhir may not be.
It's like he's quarantined. What is this, bad spelling contagious?
Last year's competition went 13 rounds.
I
feel really bad for Christine. He's a good kid. Yeah, well, don't count him out yet. I mean, if Rebecca and Prem miss their words, Christine's still in it. So there's still hope for him yet. Sure, if you believe in goblins. All right, now we mentioned Joe Niekro when we were talking about magic fingers, and that is why he is the subject of our cheap shot of the week. Let's check it out.
They're inspecting Niekro. They're saying he's either loading up the baseball or something, and Tom Kelly's really getting into it. He's out of it. He's been kicked out of the game. Niekro has been kicked out of the game, and they say that he doctored the baseball with something in his pocket.
1975.
There it goes, a long drive. If it stays fair, home run.
Classic.
Welcome back to Cheap Seats. Now, when we left, Christine Lombardo, a.k.a. Sudhir Potru, had just gotten Pachymeter wrong. Now, if both Rebecca Sealfon, a.k.a. Javon Curse, and Prem Trivedi, a.k.a. The Quiet Storm, had also gotten their words wrong, then Christine, a.k.a. Sudhir, would still be in it. But they didn't, and he's not. And I already cried about it, and I promised myself I wouldn't. It's okay. It's okay. So it's down to Prem and Rebecca. Now, we pick it up right after Prem choked on the word analemma. So all Rebecca has to do now is spell 2 words in a row, and she walks home with the B.
Dulcinea. Would you please use it in a sentence?
Huh?
Confined to barracks, the soldiers spent the afternoon playing cards and telling lies about how rich and beautiful. The soldiers spent the afternoon playing cards and telling lies.
What the hell's wrong with you, old man? Use your fingers. I love the examples they give these kids. Gambling, hookers, lying, and war. And people want to ban Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Please.
Dulcinea.
Oh my God, I'm gonna puke.
Homeschooled.
Really? She's not socially awkward at all.
Nia.
Nia. Holla back, Nia.
School teacher. Her father's a neurologist and a neurobiologist.
D.
Oh, no, it's coming back. Oh, I'll just swallow it.
Dulcinea. D.
You're my only friend, microphone.
U.
Did she swallow a guinea pig?
C. E. Dulcinea or Dulcinea.
Don't know.
Yes.
N. I. L. L. A. Dulcinea.
Ooh. Ooh, damn, you messed it up bad, girl.
Dulcinea is D-U-L-C-I-N-E-A.
So for the first time, these two have...
Well, I wanted to put her in regular school, but you said no, Arlene. You said no.
Cortile.
Come on. Prem made it to the final 2. You think maybe they could lower the mic stand a few inches for him?
An Italian word, originally Latin, an Italian word that means an open courtyard enclosed by the walls of a building or buildings.
What was the origin again?
First Latin, and then we took it from Italian.
Just like the idea for the Olive Garden.
Say it again.
2 orders of the endless cortile, please. Dressing on the side.
Cortile. Cortile.
Looking back on it all now, I don't know who I was spelling for more, me or Winnie. It's funny how you never truly know what you have in this world until someone asks you to spell it.
No.
Cortile.
It was a simpler time back then, a time when words had spellings, not meanings. But it didn't matter if your shirt fit or your hair was combed. A time when you could still ask a guy for the language of origin without getting smacked in the face. I grew up a lot that week. I discovered who I am and who I really want to be. I learned to take responsibility for the words I spelled right and, well, the ones I didn't spell so right. Because there's a saying at the B, whoever spelt it, dealt it. And that's as true today as it was back then.
It's a noun?
Yes.
Cortile. C-O-R-T I-L-L-E, Cortile.
Cortile is C-O-R-T-I-L-E.
Okay, this is it. Stage is set. Stay tuned because we got a lot of questions to be answered in our final segment. Will Rebecca spell the next 2 words correctly and become the next Spelling Bee champion? Will Spelling Bee Biff Henderson finally come to terms with his unhealthy addiction to online gambling? And will Steve Cyphers finally see the woman behind the speller in Katie Kerwin? Find out after the break. Welcome back to the drama. When we left, Prem Trivedi had just spelled Cortile wrong, opening the door for Silfan. Now, all she has to do is spell these next 2 words correctly, and you know what happens. She can call herself the Queen Bee. Let's take a look. Don't patronize me.
It's a well-deserved round of applause. If you've been with us, you know how it goes now.
Seriously, I don't need your pity. Well, maybe a little.
National championship.
Coterie.
Coterie.
They're back.
Does this mean a click?
That's too easy. I mean, this must be fixed for time. Even I know how to spell that.
O.
Wanting to end this.
T.
What's this? No fingers. Look out, she's in the zone.
R. I. E. Coterie.
That's correct.
Now, that's a departure from Rebecca Silfan's routine.
And the less favored Silfan children.
That was the 7th round.
Is the only contestant.
Well, at least now we know it's not a popularity contest.
Will now be given the next word on the pronouncer's list.
From you, Mom. I learned it from watching
She will be
you.
declared the champion.
Her mother, Celia, looks more nervous than Rebecca. 13-year-old bundle of nerves and energy.
Euonym. Is you meaning good?
What? Hot flash. Oh, God.
Yes.
Menopause.
On a meaning name?
Huh?
Euonym!
She still has to spell it.
E!
Really? You mean jumping up and down doesn't get you any points? Rebecca, what do we say about using our inside voice and our outside voice?
Rebecca Silfan. Oh.
I can't believe it. Me either. It's finally over. I know. It's great to see such unbridled, unchecked joy. We actually love Rebecca and all of her little quirks until the trophy ceremony.
I think she's happy.
Give me the trophy. I spelled the words right. I want my trophy. And I want an Oompa Loompa now, Daddy.
Well, at least she's a humble champ.
And she had a great competitor in Prem.
Look at my trophy.
Prem can be back next year. He's only 11. He's a 7th grader. Rebecca was an 8th grader, 13 years old. She's the winner of this 70th annual National Scripps Howard National Spelling Bee. Now let's go to Katie on the floor with Rebecca Silfan.
Rebecca.
Every interview should start out like that. Hey, Shaq. What? Hey, Ronaldo. Kay. Hey, Yao. Shama.
Well, first of all, I knew this year was my last year, and I studied harder than usual. Yeah, I've only been here twice, and I was especially determined after I got out on erythema last year.
I'll just go fill this with Jell-O shots.
So, Rebecca, you told us earlier that you actually hate being on stage and spelling. Have you changed your mind about that now?
No.
N-O.
They shouldn't have the B. Even though I want.
What's that? You really think there shouldn't be a B?
Yes, because many children are in grief.
Is she running for Congress?
They lose, and everyone gets nervous when. Yeah.
All right, well, congratulations to the 1997 National Spelling Bee champion.
Now we have some questions. Who's first?
Rebecca, is it true about you and Christine Lombardo? No.
Rebecca, they want to know about...
I just want to thank the voices in my head, my imaginary friend Olive, my magic fingers, that nice little Indian boy for losing, and Billy Bob Thornton.
Who started Wednesday morning to Rebecca Silfon. It has been a fascinating competition.
What are you gonna do?
Runner-up Prem Trivedi.
Dagnabbit. Kill me now. All right, that's our show. I guess it's time to hand out our Cheapie Awards for the week. Least valuable player, I'm going to give mine to the assistant pronouncer. All right, least valuable play, the water guy who brings the kids water but forgets to give it to Rebecca.
High intensity.
Now, before we say goodbye, we like to do a little thing around here called Where Is She Now? And today's subject is none other than Rebecca Silfon. Rebecca went on to enroll at Princeton University, and she's currently a member of the class of 2005. And she's rumored to be dating this guy. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Cheap Seats. Now, we had a little fun today with some of these kids, but on the real, we're hoping that no one was offended, because someday, we're pretty sure these guys will be hiring us for something. Or firing us. No ding. Yeah, interesting. Well, I'm Randy, that's Jason. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Cheap Seats. Oh, come on! Are we canceled? What?